of Ultimate Politics. I'm your host, Wade Norris, and we have Professor Andy Wakefield of Campbell University. He's now the Dean of the school. Hey, thanks for taking some time to talk about the 20th anniversary of the inaugural class of Campbell University Divinity School.
Thank you. It's good to have you here.
All right. As a student, we were very excited to find out about the start of the Divinity School program, and I was part of that inaugural class. What was the reason for the beginnings or the founding of the Campbell University Divinity School 20 years ago?
The Divinity School grows out of Campbell's identity. Campbell does have a Baptist heritage, a Christian purpose in its mission statement, and the university had actually studied the possibility of doing a Divinity School at least twice before the school was actually started. Both times before, the timing wasn't right. But this time, in the mid-90s, Baptist life was changing rapidly, and there were many Baptists who were not comfortable with where the Southern Baptist Convention was going, particularly in areas like support for women in ministry. And so there was the feeling that there was a need for a divinity school that would represent a more moderate, that's not my favorite word, but that's the word that often gets used, a more moderate perspective of what it means to be Baptist, or maybe a more traditional perspective of what it means to be Baptist.
What's it been like going from being a professor to the dean and seeing the changes and the growth?
Yeah.
I imagine that the school has grown quite a bit as well as the rest of the campus.
The school has grown a lot. Campbell has grown a lot. Campbell University was moving away from being a small, rural, very regional institution. When I came 20 years ago, actually 19 years ago, it was making some of that transition, but those roots are there. Campbell was founded in the middle of a very poor county in order to provide some education post-Civil War to folks that had no access to education. And so it began as an academy. It was a junior college until it became a junior college in the early part of the 20th century, stayed a junior college until the 60s. And so it only became a 4-year college somewhere in the mid-60s, and then begins to accelerate. And so by the end of the 70s, it had changed to a university. That was with the addition of law and pharmacy. And both times, the newspapers, the media, the commentary in the state was incredulous that this dinky rural school was going to think that it could do a law school, could do a pharmacy school. In both cases, it was the first time that one had been started in a long time, and in both cases, Campbell succeeded extremely well. So our law school, over the years of its life, has had a better record in passage of the state bar than any other university in the state. That's saying a lot when you remember what other universities are in the state.
Exactly.
Campbell, same thing with the pharmacy school. Most years, 100% passage of the state licensure for the pharmacy class. So Campbell demonstrated that somehow, this dinky little school could actually do it. And so the school continued to grow. The Divinity School was birthed as the 6th school of the university. So that was 20 years ago. And then since then, 2 more schools have been added. the medical school, most significantly in the last 6, 7 years, and then now a school of engineering, as well as all kinds of new programs, nursing, physical therapy, physician assistant, and the list goes on and on. The ethos of Campbell, to me, is compelling. Now, I came to Campbell like many people still, who don't really know who Campbell is or what Campbell is. I didn't know a thing about Campbell when I came here. I came because there was an opportunity to teach some classes as an adjunct. I was finishing up my PhD, and sure, great, I'd love to do that. And I never left. And the reason was, there were a couple of occasions whenever someone said, "Hey, you ought to look at this other position," or think about that. And those moments were very clarifying, because it was moments when I really had a sense of, okay, I know why I'm at Campbell. And it's not simply because I just, inertia kept me here, but it's because I value the ethos of this place. And part of what to me is so powerful about what I do and what we do is seeing persons who are coming from very different places sitting down together, and because there is a level of trust that, okay, even though I know we have very different views on some things, we are committed to Christ, and we're committed to the Bible, we're committed to ministry, and so we share that core commitment. And so, I've seen some incredible friendships and collegiality that extends beyond school, where sometimes I just shake my head and think, I cannot believe, this pair actively dialogue and spend time together, because I know how different they are. But that's something that we try to model. The goal is the relationship, rather than the goal being to act perfect, or to be perfect, or to know everything. And so, we model that. Well, at least, that's who we are. We do Divinity School as though God is alive.